Hi. Well, it's a beautiful day, though it's raining and it's cold. But I'm not here to talk about how beautiful it is, Al. I'm here to talk about how terrible it is. Now, I hate to bring it up, but the world's in a terrible mess. And, you know, I'm not the one who's going to fix it, obviously. I'm just one guy and pretty much of a nobody, which is fine with me. I don't need to be a somebody. But I thought I would let as many people who watch this channel know what's going on. And I'm sure you already know to some extent what's going on, but I thought I'd give you a little more info. Well, right now, we got a couple of wars, 3 wars, maybe 4, going on, and the slaughtering of the innocents has begun. Which is a terrible thing, and I don't like even to think about it, but it is. And all of this is caused by one thing. All the trouble in the United States, all the trouble in the world is caused by one thing, and that one thing is fighting against the isness. What is the isness? What is the isness? The isness is what is. To give you an example, Donald Trump. Now, if he had just accepted that he lost and gone quietly back to Mar-a-Lago or wherever, okay, then he would be an honored ex-president right now, and he wouldn't be, in jeopardy and under 5 different cases. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? But he didn't do that. He fought against what is. And the Republican Party is the same way, right? They think their power is more important than people, which we know it's not. But that's what they think, okay? It's really a shame, but that's just the way it is. And so they're fighting against the isness. What is the isness? Well, the isness is that people are what's important in this world, okay? Not power, not money, not riches, not anything else, just people. That's the isness of it. Now, we can go back in history and look at some stuff going on. I don't try to make this into a history lesson, but I felt we should go back in history a little bit. Look at, the Mayans, the Incans, the Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Chinese, the ancient Chinese. All of those civilizations died out. And why did they die out? Because they were fighting against what is. Okay, they were putting power above people, which is always a great way to destroy yourself, if that's what you want to do. And this bothers me. The whole thing bothers me. The wars, it all bothers me. And I'd like to be able to do something about it, but I'm basically nobody. No one's going to listen to me, except for a few. So, we look at all these old, dead civilizations with their old, dead languages. They all have one thing in common. They thought the power was more important than the people. Just like the Republicans do today. Republicans got in power and they said, well, let's make laws to make sure that nobody else can get in power but us. I mean, that's ridiculous. And if we look at the Israeli conflict, the Hamas thought their power was more important than the people. They thought, well, we're going to just go ahead and destroy some Israels, and that will give us more power. But what they found out was, it doesn't work like that. The Israelis have just been waiting for an excuse to destroy Hamas, has been waiting for the excuse to destroy Gaza, to level it. They don't want their hostages back because they just want to destroy Gaza because it's just been a thorn in their side. This is their chance. And why haven't they stopped the shelling? Because they don't want to stop the shelling. And why haven't they stopped it long enough at least to get their hostages back? Because they don't care. Okay? Because the dictator, okay, I forget his name, thinks that power is more important than people. And territory is a way of marking out power. Look at Sudan, Ukraine, and Russia. It's all the same thing. Everything the same. Okay? One person thinks they should have the power. Somebody else thinks they should have the power. And they value that power above everything else. And thus they must fall. Right? Fighting against the isness only leads to a downward trend. Okay? A few years from now, most likely all those people who wanted to rule the world aren't going to be ruling the world. Okay? It may take more than a few years. It may take 20, 30 years. And eventually, all flesh is grass and they will fade. But what won't fade is the people. Okay? Because there's more people being born. And there's more people dying, but there's more people being born. Okay? The people are what is important, not the power. And as long as we continue to think it's the power, then we're going to fall just like the rest of them. Okay? The Mayans, the Incas, Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, they all went down for that very reason. And I mean, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind here. I mean, there's no way I could. But I just felt I had to say something. I felt that I had to talk about it because it's just been so bad lately. And it's just getting worse. Nothing is going to change as long as we have people who think power is what is important in this life, and it's not. Or riches is what is important. So, fighting against what is, fighting against the isness, is what takes you down. I don't want to see Donald Trump go down, but he's going down because he's fighting against the isness. And I don't want to see anybody else go down, but anybody who's fighting against the isness is going to go down. Whether that's all the Republicans or all the Democrats or all the dictators in the world. Because they're wrong. Power is not important. People are. And this is just going to keep getting played out. It's just going to keep going on and on. You'd think we would have learned by now. You know? I mean, nobody knows what took the Incas down. Nobody knows what took the Mayans down. Nobody knows what took the Mesopotamians down. Nobody knows why the Egypts aren't here now. But it's all because of the same thing. Fighting against the business. Now, everybody does this to some extent in their own life. There's what is and there's what you want. And it's fine to want things. I'm not saying you shouldn't want things. But what isn't fine is if you put what you want before what is. When you do that, you set yourself up for a fall. What is? What the facts are. The facts are that you lost. Or you lost something. Okay? Your girl left, your car got totaled, so on. Your house was struck by an asteroid, whatever it is. That's the fact. And if you fight that fact, if you fight the isness, okay, you're going to lose more. God knows I don't want to see anybody lose anything. But the nature of who and what we are means that that's going to happen. Well, I guess that's enough of that. I saw all this going on in the world, and I had to try and say something. Maybe I've wasted your time. I hope not. I love you all. Please comment if you have anything to say about any of this. If anything doesn't make sense of what I'm saying, please let me know, and I'll try to make it better. And if enough people comment on something, I will make a video about it. Really, I'll take one person. If one person comments on something, I'll make a video of it. All right, well, everybody have a great life, and I will see you next time.